Well, hello, Greenlight the Day family. It is so good to be with you again. I hope your day is going well. I wanted to share with you a short story, something that happened to me earlier this week. It had been snowing and I felt a little closed in, so I decided to take a walk. Actually, I was going to catch the bus. And I was walking in the bike lane off the street, and there was this book in the snow, and it had some mud on it, and I picked it up, and I was like, I don't know if I'm going to keep this book because it's kind of wet and muddy, but I cleaned it off and I wrapped it up and I put it in my pocket. And then right as I was walking along, I looked up, there went the bus. I missed the bus. I said, okay, cool. I'll walk to the neighborhood Steak and Shake until I can catch the next bus. So as I'm walking along this path, it's sort of like a hiking trail path, I come upon this guy who's walking his dog. It's a Siberian Husky. Those dogs look like they belong in Alaska. And the dog stopped and looked at me. And so I looked at the dog and I said, oh, what a cute little dog you are. And the dog looked up at me and went, rah, 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 rah. I don't know what the dog said. I don't have a translation, but it really made me feel good because I think we had like a bonding moment. And then I cross the street and I get to Steak and Shake, and the manager is getting ready for the next shift, and he goes, oh, I'm just emptying out the cup of coffee, the pot of coffee. You don't have to pay for it. I'll give you a free cup of coffee. And so then I had a free cup of coffee, and I walked out to catch the bus, and then there it was. It was like perfect timing. And I began to think to myself, what goodness have I picked up? Wow, how did it start like that? And so a couple of days later, I looked at the book that I had picked up. It was dry and I could wipe it off. And the book was called 24 Hours a Day. And it is a book for AA, or Alcoholics Anonymous. And so as I was reading this book, I realized that everything that was written in this book was written with a sense of urgency. Because the people who are reading this book will be struggling with addiction. And first I felt guilty because I'm like, well, maybe somebody's looking for this book. But then I thought, well, it was in the middle of the street. They probably already got another one. This book was meant for me. I'm not an alcoholic or a drug addict, but I think about the addictions that I struggle with on a daily basis. Being addicted to being first, or the best, or having so much to do in my day, or to be noticed, whatever addiction that we're dealing with spiritually and mentally, emotionally, which is everybody. This book is for everybody, really. And so I just read some things that I really wanted to share with you. It's so powerful. This first one I wanted to read with you. It says, I will be more afraid of spirit unrest, of soul disturbance, of any ruffling of the mind, than of an earthquake or fire. When I feel the calm of my spirit has been broken by emotional upset, then I must steal away alone until my heart sings and all is strong and calm again. Oh, your soul being disturbed is just as bad as an earthquake or a fire. I mean, that's how important it is to be centered. And if we are not, catastrophe happens. So we must steal away until our heart and soul sings. And I know that's easier said than done. How do you do that? And just to briefly talk about two ways, because I definitely have problems with this. The first way, it says, I will discipline myself. I will do this disciplining now. I will turn out all useless thoughts. I know that the goodness of my life is a necessary foundation for its usefulness. I can't have a useful life until I recognize that goodness, until I recognize the centering of my soul and my spirit. My life would not be of service without this goodness. I have to train myself. I have to discipline myself to appreciate this goodness and to constantly renew this goodness in my life. And then the second thing it talks about is that you are so made that you can only carry the weight of 24 hours, no more. If you weigh yourself down with the years behind and the days ahead, your back breaks. So forget that which lies behind you, and I'm paraphrasing, and what lies ahead, and breathe in the blessing of each new day. Breathe in chaos, breathe out space. Disciplining, reminding yourself of the goodness and your usefulness, and that you can move your soul in a way that it will sing. All from just finding a book. And there's so many other things. I need to read it here. But I just thought I'd share that with you. Have a great day.